Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna go through all the nooks and crannies of my house and get rid of some stuff. I feel like for the last couple of weeks, it's just felt like things are piling up and it just feels cluttered. So that's when I know that I need to just take an afternoon and do some serious decluttering. We moved into this house almost 4 months ago, and when we moved in, I just was putting stuff in closets and drawers that I thought would make sense. And now after living here for a few months, I feel like I have a better idea of how the house could flow. So we're gonna move some things around and we're gonna get rid of quite a few things. I would say that I am more on the minimalist side, which maybe some of you watching would disagree with that, but I feel like I try to keep the amount of items we have in our home pretty minimal. But it just feels like our home has gotten to a place where there's lots of clutter and there's things where we don't really have a home for it, and so they just float around the house. And I'm ready to get this place organized and ready for spring. My mom has the 3 toddlers today, so it's just me and Ollie, but we do have to be somewhere in 2 hours. So we have a lot to do in the next 2 hours. I feel like we can get it done, but I guess we'll see by the end of this video. I am not gonna be touching the kitchen today because I just decluttered it last week, but everything else in the house is fair game. So we're gonna go through kids' closets, my closet, toy room, homeschool stuff, winter outdoor stuff. So there's a lot that we need to do in the next couple of hours, so let's go ahead and get to it. We are starting out in the toy room. This room needs a lot of help. I feel like in the last couple months, we've just accumulated a lot of toys, and I've realized also in the last couple of months that my kids just really aren't toy kids. They would much rather have something like this climbing ladder or a balance beam or a tunnel to just like run around and jump off of things and get their energy out than have a bunch of small toys. So I feel like we're gonna be getting rid of a lot of stuff in this room today. Things that I will not be getting rid of is their kitchen set, their fridge and their little kitchen that they have over here and all the food for that. And then also my boys' cars, they play with those a lot, and magnet tiles, but everything else is fair game. When my kids were younger, I did toy rotation, but as they've gotten older and as we have more kids, I feel like it's just another thing to think about, and I most times forget to do it. So I'm gonna try to completely clean out this closet back here, get rid of all of the toys that are in there, and whatever toys are out are all the toys that we're gonna keep. So this closet, hopefully by the end of this, will be completely cleaned out and will be more of a storage closet for us. I'm hoping like just diapers, wipes, extra bedding. That's what we'll end up using the closet for, but let's get to it because this room needs a lot of help. So I think what I'm gonna do is pull everything out of this closet and put it out on the ground so I can see what we're working with, and then from there decide what we're gonna keep and what we're gonna donate. Here's everything that was in the closet. There's actually way more than I thought there was. I didn't think I was a hoarder, but apparently I'm a hoarder of toys. So I'm just gonna go through the stuff that was in the closet first and then go through the stuff that's on their like display shelves, because I feel like I might get overwhelmed if there's too much stuff out. I thrifted all these Duplos for like probably $8, and I thought that my kids would love them, and they only played with them once, and the rest of the time they just threw them around the house. So these are definitely going back to the thrift store. This is a Christmas gift that I thrifted for Cohen. It's just a bunch of like wood tools. He really just likes the screwdriver and the hammer, so I'm gonna donate the rest of it. For my sanity, this is going to the thrift store. This is a Love Every mat that I used a lot for when Cohen and Elias were babies, just like having 2 babies so close together. I feel like they use this a lot. But Ollie doesn't really care for it. So I think I'm gonna gift this to one of my friends that is pregnant. I have a balance beam and a tunnel that I thrifted, and we use these a lot in the winter. So even though it's about to be summer and we won't be using them as much, they're nice to have during the winter when we can't get outside. So these are going back in the closet. This is the slide to the climbing ladder, so we also will be keeping this. And we also have this balance board. I'm kind of on the fence about keeping it. They do like it, but it's just like another big item to store. We'll keep it for now, but next time I do a declutter, this is not safe. You might be wondering what happened to the rug in here, and I don't even want to tell you the horrors that happened in here a couple of days ago. But let's just say that there was some finger painting going on with some choice substances. And it was all over the rug, and I just didn't have it in me to shampoo it. So we just got rid of it, and we'll replace it with something else here soon. But now I'm gonna take all the toys out of their kind of display shelf and get them all out on the ground so I can really see what we should keep and what we need to get rid of. Okay, this is everything we're gonna keep. I did go through their cars and got rid of quite a few of them, so they still have a good bit, but way less than they had. This is just all kind of dress up, pretend play stuff, and then a few bigger toys. Really the only small toys I kept were the cars and their magnet tiles, because they do play with those a lot. But look at this closet. That's what I like to see. Over here is just their kitchen and their fridge. And this is what I'm gonna donate over here. A lot of Duplos. There's a whole bag of just kind of like random toys. And this ladder and slide I'm gonna give to my niece so she can play with it. But overall, I am very happy with how clean and organized it feels in here. Ollie just woke up, so he's in here with me now. I'm sure you're gonna hear him, but we are in the toddler's room now. This is the next thing on the agenda. They do not have a dresser in here. They literally just have their closet. So this is where we store all of their clothes, and also where we've been storing diapers and wipes and like other rando things that are up here. So I need to get this closet better situated. It's also almost spring. I don't even know if it's fair to say that because we live in Alaska and it's definitely not spring, but I need to start going through their clothes to see what they have for spring and summer. So I'm gonna kind of take inventory on that today and get rid of things that are too small, stained up. They also did break off this door, so that's where that door is. This is all of my toddler boy's clothes, and then this is all of Oakley's clothes. She has way too many clothes right now, so I need to go through this and definitely donate some. Up here's where we keep underwear and socks, and then this is where we store their pants. Oh, you're getting too close to the tripod. Come back, buddy. So I think we're gonna end up taking off this door, and then we can have something else in here with drawers that can slide out, and they can easily get into their pajamas and their socks and underwear and all of that. Here are all the clothes that I'm gonna donate. I realized when I was going through their closet that a lot of the boys' clothes were in really rough shape. Having two-year-old little boys, they just destroy their clothes so quickly. So I do definitely need to get them some new clothes. And then I also have a small pile of things that they've just outgrown. So there's a few things that I'm going to keep for Ollie that just no longer fit my boys. And then a couple things for Oakley that are just too big, so we'll save for next year. Probably should donate these paper bag pants because we don't have another little girl, but these are so cute. They're wide leg. So I'm gonna keep them for now. I am going to feed him and then we're gonna move into my bedroom. Okay, we have been decluttering now for almost 40 minutes. And this is the space that I've been the most intimidated to declutter, and that is my closet. It is because it is a small space, so there's like a lot of stuff crammed in there, but also I'm trying to switch from synthetic fibers to natural fibers. So I really just want to go through my closet, and anything that has synthetic fibers in it I want to just get rid of, but then I would have no clothes. So I'm gonna slowly do it. I think I'm going to pretty minimally touch my clothes today and kind of more focus on Ollie's clothes, which is also in our closet. We have a lot of random stuff in there, like office stuff that needs to go out to Caleb's office. We have books in there that can go in our nightstands now. Owie! Don't do that. Ouch, dude. It feels a bit intimidating because there's a lot going on in there and it's such a small space. So it might be a bit tricky to film, but let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, here she is in all of her glory. So we have extra decor stuff up there, more stuff up there, clothes everywhere. I hang up a few of Ollie's sweaters right there, but most of his clothes are in this thing right here. And then there's just random books, lots of office stuff that needs a home. I have no idea what that is. So there's a lot to do in here. Everything that I pulled out of the closet, it looks like chaos, but I promise it's organized. I know what's going on. Everything right here are clothes that I pulled out and I'm gonna donate. I'll show you guys that in a second. All of this, minus this brown paper bag, are clothes that need to go back into the storage containers so that I can store them away. I think I'm just gonna slide them under our bed. This needs to go to the garage. And then this is all of my decor stuff that I just don't have a home for right now. So I'm gonna store it in the closet in the hallway. But the closet looks so much better now. There's just a few things on the top shelf, went through all of my clothes. This still needs some help, but that's mostly Caleb's stuff, so I'm gonna let him deal with that. And then there's one more box of like office stuff he needs to figure out. Ollie needed to go down for his second nap, so I'm just gonna show you guys what I pulled out of my closet and what I'm gonna donate. So I'm gonna donate this hat. It's cute, it's got a little buffalo on it, but I never wear it, so we will let someone else have that. I wore this vest a lot when I was pregnant just because it's like longer, and when it's a little chilly in the summer, it was perfect with a big bump. But it is a large, so it's a bit oversized for me now, so I'm gonna donate that. This was another really good one when I was pregnant. I think that this is 100% wool. It's an Ann Taylor black sweater, but it is very long, so if I don't have a bump, it's just too big and also slightly itchy, so I will donate that. This I thought was cute on the hanger, ugly on, so we're gonna get rid of that. Just a basic t-shirt that has some stains on it. This sweater, the neckline's just really stretched out, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I was definitely going through like a grandma sweater stage, so I thrifted this sweater and I just don't really love it anymore, so I'm gonna donate that. I recently picked up a jacket that's very similar to this, except it has leather for the collar, so I like that one better. Some Christmas jammies. These are actually Ralph Lauren, and I like them, but they are polyester, so I will just get rid of them. A few more things. Eddie Bauer sweater that I just never wear. I really love overalls, but these just don't fit me great. They say that they're supposed to be a straight leg, but they feel more of like a skinny jean fit, and I am definitely not into that. So we will donate these as well. I feel like that was actually a pretty good amount of stuff. I was planning on going into my bathroom and decluttering in there next, but with Ollie sleeping, we'll just move to the kitchen where our homeschool cabinets are and go through that. Okay, these two cabinets are where I keep all of the homeschool stuff for preschool. I started doing preschool this last year with my 3 toddlers, and I've collected a lot of stuff. There are 3 of them, all kind of in the same developmental stage, so I like to have a lot of activities, but I do feel like there are a few things in here that I want to pass on to someone else. So let's just go ahead and see what's going on in here. It's actually not as bad as I made it out to be in my head, but there are a few things like, these are little sensory toys for if you had like a sensory bin. It's just like little scoopers and little cups and stuff like that, and we just don't use it. So we'll just pass that along to someone else. Everything in here is either secondhand, like from Facebook Marketplace or from the thrift store, which is pretty much our whole home. And I feel like that alone helps with decluttering. Like if you don't feel bad because you spent X amount of money on a certain item, you're less likely to just keep it around because you feel guilty that you spent that much money on it. So these are totally fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but we just don't use them. So I'm not gonna keep them around. I only spent a few dollars on them, so I'm gonna pass them along to someone else who will use them. These 2 trays have been our favorite thing when it comes to preschool. They're just little sand drawing trays, and the kids can practice their letters and their shape with their finger, or it comes with like a little pencil. And this is by far their favorite thing to do for preschool. So if you're looking to do preschool or even kindergarten at home, I would really recommend these. I'll try to find a link and put them down below. We need to go through that. The only thing I'm gonna get rid of in this cabinet is these sensory toys. Everything else I feel like we will use. This one is where we keep all of our puzzles, and I already know there's a few puzzles in here that we've lost pieces to, so we will get rid of those ones. I'm gonna get rid of this workbook too. We just don't really use it. Oakley would be so sad if I got rid of this. We'll get rid of this dried out Play-Doh. Here's our little pile of things we're gonna get rid of. It's not a lot, but just taking a small amount of stuff out of those 2 cabinets makes them feel a lot cleaner. These are 2 baskets that we store in the garage. One of them's supposed to be snow stuff and the other one's supposed to be kids' shoes, but obviously it's all just mixed together right now. When I'm filming this, it's February in Alaska, so we're still gonna be using a lot of our snow stuff for hopefully only a month longer. So it's not quite time to put all of this away yet, but I know that we have an extra pair of snow pants. I wanna make sure that we have matches to all the gloves and just see what's in here, because I honestly haven't gone through it since winter started. So here's like a little snowsuit for Ollie that he is too big for. So we will donate that. This is the one he wears now, so we'll keep that one. 3 months, yeah, too small. The tiniest little Birkenstock sandals. I don't know if I have the other shoe, but if we do, I'll keep these for Ollie. These are in pretty rough shape, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Look at these loafers I thrifted for Oakley. Are those not the cutest thing ever? So we are definitely keeping those. This is kind of the issue with how we store shoes. I feel like I can only ever find one shoe in these bins, and I have no idea where the other ones are. So I'm gonna hold on to these and see if maybe they're in this one, and if they're not, I have no idea where they would be. 2 more pairs of snow pants for the boys. All of this can go back in here. I try to only have 3 pairs of shoes for the little kids, a nicer pair, more of a play pair, and then during the winter, their winter boots. So Oakley, these are her nice shoes. She's wearing her play shoes along with the boys. I'm not sure where the matches are to these, and then their winter boots are in the garage because they're dirty. But this is much more manageable than what we had going on a few minutes ago. Here is everything that I am getting rid of, which is so satisfying to see it all laid out. I didn't have time to declutter my bathroom. We do have to leave here in a few minutes. So that is the one area that I didn't get done, but I was pleasantly surprised to see how much I was able to get done in 2 hours. There are still a few things that I need to put away, but that will have to be done after I get home. It always feels really good to get rid of some things. I feel like if my space, like my environment is cluttered, I feel cluttered in my mind. So whenever I get done doing this, I always just feel like my home feels more peaceful. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like motherhood and lifestyle content and you want to see more of my life here in Alaska, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And thank you again for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.